Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is Mehdi. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at 20 of best men's fragrances that I'll be wearing the most in this spring and summer. So, like always, I try to keep it as brief and short as possible. Without any further ado, at number 20, Bulgari Wood Neroli. It is a simple fragrance. It is slightly soapy, has a little bit of aquatic vibe at the background, and it is mostly in the, I can say, citrusy and slightly green floral atmosphere. Performance is average, like 5 to 6 hours. In terms of longevity on my skin, with first hour and a half average projection and sillage, one of those lady pleaser fragrances which gets crazy compliments, mostly from ladies. At number 19, from House of Hermes, Terre de Hermes Eau Givrée. To be honest, I like all the fragrances flankers in this line of Terre de Hermes, but somehow I see myself liking this one more than other flankers and fragrances in the line of Terre de Hermes. After this one, I like the Parfum version, so it is more for me from the line of Terre de Hermes, I have to say. Scent profile is very juicy and mouth-watering citrus. If you are into this type of fragrances, this one is a must-have for you. I can say almost acidic, very sour and fizzy type of fragrance, like 90% in that citrusy side with 10% of soft woodiness, like vetiver at the background. A little bit gets earthy, but mostly in that vetivery side, and I can get some sort of pine needleish vibe at the first 30 minutes at the background of the fragrance. Performance is average, 5 to 6 hours, like most of Hermes fragrances, with first hour again hour and a half average projection and sillage. This one gets me better compliments compared to all Terre de Hermes fragrances in the line of Terre de Hermes fragrances, and I can say gets better compliments even from ladies. At number 18, from House of Dolce & Gabbana, Light Blue Italian Love. This one opens up with a big dose of intense, let's say extremely intense grapefruit, synthetic but pleasing, not like headache giving type of synthetic, but it is also not the most natural smelling grapefruit, let's say, but yeah, realistic, fair enough. Gets more aquatic by the time, like opens up very citrusy but gets aquatic, and at the dry down gets a little bit like earthy. At that point reminds me of Terre de Hermes again. It is like on a steroid version of Terre de Hermes somehow. Shares a lots of similarities with that fragrance. If you like Terre de Hermes, you're gonna enjoy this one as well, but this one is more wearable and less daring compared to the Terre de Hermes and gets way better compliments. I can get, to be honest, solid 10 hours plus longevity on the skin with this one. I can say 12 hours, but first 10 hours is solid. And 2 hours of good projection and sillage, complimenting factor, 10 out of 10. At number 17, again from House of Bulgari, Aqva Amara. Although I'm not that much fan of jasmine, but here jasmine works great with other notes, and I can say I like it somehow. It is all about jasmine, aquatic notes, and orange zest. It is not that much in that juicy side of orange. It is zesty, floral, and aquatic type of fragrance with a crazy performance. Smells very unique but simple. It is not that much crowded or busy fragrance. You can get few notes here, but I think done to perfection, which is fair enough. I can get like 12 hours plus in terms of longevity, solid 12 hours plus with 2 hours of loud projection and sillage and crazy compliments. At number 16, from House of Parfums de Marly, Sedley. Another unique and outstanding, different type of pleasing freshy. I like that fruity vibe of this fragrance. Smells like fruit cocktail, but not citrusy only. That's why I like it. It is not mainstream, ordinary citrusy woody type of fragrance. It is like mixture of few pleasing, delicious, mouth-watering fruits which are well blended, and you cannot pick some of them. Nothing is here shining, edgy or screechy. It is a polished fruity opening. I like that dressed up vibe of the fragrance. It is like luxury a little bit, you know what I mean, a bit high quality luxury smelling type of freshy. Performance is average. I can get 5 to 6 hours with first hour and a half average projection and sillage, and gets solid compliments. At number 15, from House of Xerjoff Nio. I would say to this one, a mature, manly, man smelling freshy. Definitely not for boys. It is woody, green, slightly citrusy. This is mostly in that woody and green side. very serious and bossy type of fragrance, has a dominating character. Performance is above average in terms of longevity. I can get like 7 to 8 hours plus in terms of longevity, but projection and sillage is not as good as, let's say, longevity. It is like first hour and a half maximum, average, soft type of projection and sillage. It gets compliments, not a compliment monster, but gets compliments mostly from people that know what they want from the life, let's say, or mature people. So in terms of compliments, it is not a complimenting fragrance from younger sides, let's say. At number 14, from House of Dior, Dior Homme Cologne. I would say to this one, I want to spare myself, I missed it. Ooh, a clean air. Fragrance is very airy, like the bottle, very transparent, very clear smelling, has some sort of lemonade-ish vibe to it, but not as sweet as lemonade. It is nothing sweet to my nose, or at least it is way at the background. I cannot get that much sweetness out of this one. It is very sour. For this DNA, this scent profile, performance is good, like 7 hours plus. I can get longevity with first hour and a half, soft projection and sillage. It is not that great in terms of projection and sillage, one of those killers for indoor situations. At number 13, from House of Parfums de Marly again, Percival. Ooh, 10 out of 10. It is strong, it is fruity, pleasing, has some sort of apple-ish vibe to it. I can get cardamom. I know it is more latent, that known as apple-y cardamom, but I can get here also apple, cardamom, but more of citruses are available here, and gets more ambroxany, woody at the dry down. If you are into strong, sexy, fresh fragrances, this one is a must-have for you. Reminds me of Fierce by Abercrombie & Fitch. Highly inspired by that fragrance, I can say, but performs way better compared to the Fierce, like 10 hours plus in terms of longevity, with 2 hours of solid projection and sillage, and you know, complimenting factor, 10 out of 10. At number 12, from House of Creed, Silver Mountain Butter. To be honest, this one is at top 5 most compliment fragrances by ladies in entire my journey. One of those lady-pleasing fragrances, seductive, sexy fragrances. Nothing here wow or groundbreaking, but has a niche and outstanding type of scent profile, I can say. For those who haven't smelled this one, smells extremely unique, like black curranty, slightly citrusy, has a little bit of rodent vibe to it, and somehow leafy at the background, and gets muskier at the dry down. Performance is average, 5 to 6 hours, with first hour and a half average projection and above average sillage. At number 11, Égoïste Platinum by Chanel. To be honest, still one of the best citrusy green fragrances. It smells very clear, net, and has a crazy quality. You can get immediately the quality, and very memorable scent profile. One of those signature scent worthy, clean, fresh, manly man fragrances. It is EDT, but performs way better compared to lots of EDPs, and way better compared to the Bleu de Chanel line, I have to say. I get like 10 hours plus longevity, but let's say solid 10 out of 10, 8 hours in terms of longevity, with 2 hours of crazy projection and sillage. For sure, a compliment monster. Now we are at top 10. If you haven't subscribed the channel yet, remember to subscribe and support me by your likes. If you find value in this video, I really appreciate that. So, Y Le Parfum by Yves Saint Laurent. Definitely my favorite Y from the line, as it is more grown up and mature. Smells powdery slightly. At the dry down gets less powdery. It is rooty, citrusy, and thick. Has a rich character. I can get solid 7 hours plus in terms of longevity on the skin, so it is above average. Projection is like first hour and a half, or let's say 1 to 2 hours good projection, and better sillage. This one also has a better sillage compared to the projection. At number 9, by Dolce & Gabbana again, Light Blue Eau Intense. It's more than few years in my collection, and always in my rotation, I have to say, as it is strong, pleasing, and complimenting. Scent profile is oceanic, aquatic, herbal, and slightly citrusy. You cannot get that much of citrusiness here, but fragrance is definitely fresh and somehow has some sort of inky vibe at the background of the fragrance, and gets woodier at the dry down. Very unique. I really enjoy this one. Lasts 10 to 12 hours plus, with over 2 hours of solid projection and sillage. Gets crazy compliments. One of those compliment monster fragrances in my collection. At number 8, from House of Chanel again, Allure Sport, the regular one, not Eau Extreme version. To be honest, always I am between this one and Versace Profumo. I come and go, but finally I end up wearing this one for whatever reason. I like this one better. It is richer, more high quality for sure, and less aquatic. I like that less aquatic feel of this fragrance, and I'm happy that they utilized mandarin orange note here at the top instead of that mainstream pretty well-known bergamot note. So this one is more outstanding somehow. So in the brief, it is way less aquatic fresh at the background. It is mostly like minty, thick, slightly powdery and citrusy type of fragrance with a crazy complementing factor. Performance is average, 5 to 6 hours. Again, with first hour, 1.5 average projection and sillage. At number 7, you know me, Hawas from House of Rasasi, one of the best aquatic fragrances to my nose, to my taste. It is complex, it is rich, thick, sweet, fruity, aquatic fragrance with oriental and complex accents. I have few backup bottles and for sure few batches, and I don't have any problem with any batches. I can get 10-12 hours plus longevity with 2 hours of solid projection and sillage. Solid complementing, pleasing fragrance, full of memories, so why not? Number 6, ADG Profondo. Let's make it short. If you want a pleasing fragrance which is safe, which gets compliments, especially from ladies, with over 10-12 hours plus longevity, with over 2 hours of loud projection and sillage in a inoffensive way, let's say, just get this one. That's simple. At number 5, for sure, Dylan Blue from House of Versace. It is nothing wow here. I said in several videos, it is okay. It is a complex designer fragrance, but nothing wow or groundbreaking here. For example, Nio by Xerjoff is more complex compared to the Dylan Blue. But in terms of compliments, in terms of getting positive reactions, especially from ladies, cannot compete with Dylan Blue. For whatever reason, this one is a magic juice, gets crazy compliments. Performance is great. I can hear about 3-4 hours of longevity, 5-6 hours. For me, it is 10 hours, 12 hours plus type of fragrance on the skin with 2 hours, 3 hours of, let's say, solid projection and sillage. Especially in the breezy days, this fragrance is nuclear in terms of projection and gets solid compliments. So for me, this one is a 10 out of 10 beast mode type of fresh. At number 4, Dior Sauvage Parfum. Although I get crazy compliments with EDT, also EDP, but I find myself more wearing this one. I like it more. It is more to my taste. It is way more mature compared to EDT, complex also, and a bit more oriental. So I get better compliments with EDT, to be honest, but I like this one in terms of scent profile better. About performance, it is a lasting fragrance. I can feel it like 7-8 hours plus on the skin, but I have received few crazy compliments even 10 hours after applying. I can say to this one a very long lasting fragrance, but in terms of projection and sillage, it is not as great as EDT, I have to say. It is like average for 2 hours, but yeah, it is a lasting fragrance. At number 3, one of those compliment monster lady killer 10 out of 10 designer fragrances, always in my rotation, Prada L'Homme. I like that outstanding character of the fragrance. Nothing like mainstream, ordinary designer like citrusy, woody, ambroxany. Nothing there. It is like bright, floral, sweet and powdery in the most unique way possible. It is like cloudy, very inoffensive, very kind, polite type of fragrance. But at the same time, it is strong and lasting like 10-12 hours plus. In terms of longevity on my skin, let's say solid 10 hours. With 2 hours of great projection and sillage in a cloudy and soft way again. At number 2, Reflection Man by Amouage. Mind blowing. I cannot grab it. I lost my power. Crazy fragrance. Shares some similarities with Prada L'Homme in that powdery and floral side, I have to say, but it is way more complex compared to the Prada L'Homme and oriental, I have to say. Just speechless. It is a crazy fragrance for every man. If you haven't smelled this one, just sample it. It is too expensive, I have to say, for blind buy. if you are not into powdery or floral fragrances, it is not for you, but I really love this fragrance and gets me solid compliments, crazy reactions from ladies. Lasts on me 10 to 12 hours plus, with 2 hours of solid projection and sillage. At number 1, king of fragrances, gem of fragrances, Aqva ADG Profumo, which sadly has been discontinued newly. So if you have not this one, go grab a bottle. It is a very wise decision. Or if you have already in your collection, get a backup bottle. Scent profile, price, performance, every single factor about this fragrance is 10 out of 10. Said enough. Take care, guys.